Hello, everyone. My name is Alex Surro, and welcome to the Validating Podcast, a radio show that strives to make any listener smile. Each episode features a new guest who will share what makes them unique. Filled with fun games, exciting questions, and inspiring stories, this podcast is aimed towards encouraging anyone to be happy and confident with who they are. As always, comments are encouraged and positivity is always appreciated. For now, let's sit back, relax, and get on with this week's episode. I hope you all enjoy the Validating Podcast. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the third episode of the third season of the Validating Podcast. I'm so excited for today, as always. I have a really wonderful guest. She's a recent friend. We met almost 2 years ago, so I guess it's not that recent. But I remember meeting this person and thinking, I want to be friends with her, and because she's just so much like me. She has a similar mindset as me, and she just seems very centered, which means that she knows what she's talking about and isn't super confident to like brag about it and be annoying about it. But she's also very good about knowing what she's doing and to help others and to support others. So I was very glad to meet her and work with her in that course. And then flash forward to now, we were actually working at the same school too. So I feel like that's kind of fate in a sense that we were meant to be friends, as cheesy as it sounds. So I'm very thankful that she accepted my offer to come onto this podcast so I can share just how wonderful she is, just how selfless she is. She's always working, trying to make the best for everyone around her. She's supportive and sweet and just genuinely a good person. So without further ado, she is Kendall.
Hello, I'm
Hi, Kendall.
Thanks. I feel so nice to you.
I try. Just welcome to the podcast. I'm so glad you're here. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you. Happy to be here.
Let me ask you, is this your first podcast?
This is my first podcast.
Ooh, very exciting. Okay, I hope it's a good one.
So, sure it will be.
Please introduce yourself for someone that does not know you.
So I'm Kendall Mitchell. So like Alex said, we met at Merrimack during our graduate course. And I right now am covering a long-term maternity leave in first grade at the same school that Alex teaches at. And I work at Dairy Queen.
Yeah. I literally just visited her like 3 hours ago, so I'm well aware of that. But yes, I love it. Great. I want to ask you how you are. So how are you? But don't just say good, how are you? I want to know like the authentic answer. How are you doing?
I would say I'm like in between okay and good. So like just like a, you know, doing, but not like in a negative way. Just in like a going about my day, a little tired from working all day kind of thing.
Totally. Yeah, that makes sense. But you're not like sad or like wishing something was different. You're just tired.
Yeah, I'm just tired.
Good. Yeah, so that's normal. I get that. Good. And that was the authentic answer I was looking for, because you know what I mean? When people always just say good, I'm like, but are you good? Like, I like to know.
Are you really?
Yeah. Awesome. Speaking of that, I like to think of stress a lot because I am a mostly stressed person. I don't know if it presents on the outside, but on the inside, I'm always overthinking, I feel like. So I'm wondering where your stress lies on a scale of 1 to 10. 1 is like complete stress, like nothing but stress. And then 10 is the reverse, where there's no stress. Where do you lie on that scale?
I would say I'm at like, okay, so 1 is no stress. Wait.
1 is all stress. 10 is no stress.
Okay. I would say I'm at like a 7. Okay. Like I'm a little stressed, but it's not like taking over me.
That's, yeah, great answer. I like that. Okay. So can I ask you, like, I don't know if this is too much, but like, what is the center of your stress currently?
I'm glad you asked, Alex. And it's because yesterday I went into the school for the first time through the summer, and I went in and I looked at all the things I need to do. And I was like, oh boy.
Yes. We still have
a good dent yesterday.
Oh, good. Okay, you're making progress, and we still have over a month. Don't forget, we still have more than half of our summer. We're okay. But I have not done that initial visit yet, so now I'm stressed out because I have not done that. But
I just got the call that I was able to go in and the floors were done in that classroom. So I was like, oh, I'm so excited. And then I saw it.
And this is the first time like you are starting the class, because last year you had the opposite where you came in like halfway through. But now
like I ended it. So now it's kind of cool because then I like do a whole year just at different kind of times, I guess, if you want to say. So I'm excited. And it's cool because I get to like set it up.
Yeah, set it up your way, right?
Hmm.
Very exciting. But it's exciting too that you have a co-teacher that you worked with last year too. So that at least
Yeah.
is staying consistent.
Oh
Um,
yeah.
yeah, that's awesome. Good. I'm excited, as I said in my little speech at the beginning. Like I'm excited that we get to work together, like officially, and not just like
Yeah.
see each other in the hallway
I
and
know,
stuff.
it's
We're actually like
nice.
co-workers, kind of. It's just so fun.
Yeah, and we're on
Yeah.
the same floor, which is nice. Like I feel like I see you at least once every day.
Yes, that is definitely true. And then
Yeah.
I always laugh too, if like if it's like literally 2 seconds and we just have to say hi and then move on. No
Yeah.
conversation, just centered.
Nope. We're like, oh, gotta go. I'm on a
Yeah.
rush.
Oh my god, the busyness of school always. I love it.
Oh yeah. Every day.
Can you definitely describe you, and we talked about obviously your introduction, but beyond that, what makes you you, and what makes you unique from other people? Would you say?
I would say that I have like a strong ability, I think, to like take my emotions out of situations and look at things from a different perspective,
Hmm.
which I think is something that is really helpful, especially now that I'm getting older. Like I feel like when I was younger, I would just react to something instead of like thinking about it. And now I'm like, okay, this is what I'm feeling. Why am I feeling this way? And like, how can I react in like a different way?
Mm-hmm.
So I think that makes me like unique in that way.
For sure, especially with our age, I feel like people are
Mhm.
ranging in emotions and they let the emotions get the best of them sometimes. And no judgment because we're all going through different things.
Oh
But
yeah.
like, I think that's very mature that you not only know that about yourself, but that you can actually like use an example of like, this is how I can use my uniqueness in the best way possible. That's
Yeah,
awesome.
thank you.
Yeah. Do you remember? I'm going to quiz you a little bit. First day of the class that we shared, we did 32 facts about ourselves or something like that.
Yes.
This is going to be a random one, so maybe you don't remember, but I honestly want to say that you considered yourself an optimist, but also an overthinker. Is that true?
Yes. That is true.
Okay, so
Yep.
like me too, like so intensely me too. And I remember when you said it, like my ears perked up. I'm like, that is me. Like that's
Yeah.
so me. That's
Yeah,
so
I think when it comes to like other people, I'm very like, look at the bright side. Like, don't overthink it. And then when it goes to me, I'm like, oh no.
yeah, you just get like sheltered and you're like, what am I
Yeah.
doing? Yeah, totally. I totally get it. And so wait, that's funny that you mentioned other people. So would you say that you I struggle with this all the time is that if I always say be yourself and always say like be authentic to who you are, but then I'm acting slightly different than my internal brain to other people,
Right.
is that still being myself?
I think so.
Okay.
I think
I'm
so.
still philosophical here, but you know what I mean? Like it's a constant
Yeah,
struggle of like
no.
I want to be who I am, but if I was always showing my stress out loud, it would scare people away. So I don't want that.
Yeah,
So
I think there's like I think you can be like yourself outside, and then there's that part of you inside that you have to keep to yourself sometimes.
totally.
Like you
Yes.
let people see what they can see, and then it's also like, okay, but this little part I need to keep in there for me.
Yeah, exactly. I get that. Do you think that you're an introvert or extrovert?
So I've actually been thinking about this lately. I used to think I was an extrovert.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like the older I get, and maybe it has to do with the career choice that we're both in too.
Maybe.
Like throughout the whole entire day, we have to be extroverted.
Yeah.
Like just in like the teaching career, you have to be talking 24/7.
Mm-hmm.
So I think now I really do enjoy like my alone time.
Yeah.
But I feel like if I could say like Monday through like Thursday, I'm an introvert, and, and then the rest of it, I'm like
Yeah.
the other one, I would say that. So I think both, if
Okay.
but
Yeah.
probably like 60/40, like more introverted now than I would be extroverted.
Got it. Okay, and that does exist. I think it's called an ambivert or something like that, where there
Yeah,
is a
that sounds
classification.
good.
Yeah, right. It's half and half. And my pet peeve, if you didn't know, is when people say like you're either this or you're that. There's no in between. I'm like, but there has to be in between. Like
Yeah, there's
everyone
always
is.
something.
Yeah. So okay, I'm good answer. And again, I agree because we are people. I'm a people person, and that plural is people. It's confusing. But basically we like to talk and we like to just like show our energy. And obviously teachers, we always, like you said, have to be upping the energy. But then at the end of the day, we just like, okay, time for bed. Like we need just an escape from something. So
Yeah, and
yeah.
like I've noticed, like I've been using the term with the kids social battery. Like
Oh,
my
I love
social
that.
battery is low, and
Hmm.
like I just think about it, or even like bucket filling. It's like
Yeah.
I just like I need some time to fill my own bucket.
Yes, I love that. Unpack that. Unpack what filling a bucket means for someone that doesn't know. Because I know.
So yeah, so filling a bucket is like basically each of us have a bucket, and to fill it, it means like making someone happy or doing something for someone. So like for an example, Alex asking me to be on this podcast filled my bucket because it made me want to do the podcast. And I was like, oh, he wants me on it. That's such a pleasure. But if like someone dips their bucket, it's like maybe someone wasn't being too nice to me, or like I dropped an ice cream on the ground or something.
Good description. I like how you mentioned the dipping and the filling because both of them are important. And I don't know, is that common knowledge or is that just a teacher thing? I never know, but
I feel like it's probably a teacher thing.
Yeah, but whoever is interested, we'll see. Okay, and then this goes into the next question perfectly of validation because it's called the validating channel for a reason. I wanted to unpack like what validating means to you because every person I've asked so far has a different definition. So really? Do you have like yeah, for the most part. There was one person that was like, I'm going to steal a definition from someone else. I was like, that works too. But like, I am curious to see like what you think of validation, what experience you have with it, if it's someone being validating to you, if you're being validating to someone else, kind of whatever you feel like.
Yeah, I think to kind of like go off when I was describing why I think I'm unique, like the taking different perspectives, to me, I think validating is like when you have that ability to look at things from that different perspective, like right, like the second that you're doing that, you are validating somebody else's feelings or even your own.
Right.
Like just to take a step back and say like, it's okay that I'm feeling this way, or it's okay this person's feeling that way and it's different from mine. Mm-hmm. Like that action or that understanding, I think to me is validating.
That is like 100% correct. Like everything that you just said. And I have the habit, and I think a lot of people do, of like over validating, if that makes sense. Yeah. Where they're like always trying to like validate feelings or make them feel heard and stuff. All it is sometimes is just listening and just nodding along and be like, yes, you are feeling the right way, or yes, you're doing the right thing. So
yeah, the older I've gotten, the more I've like really realized that like if someone comes to you with like an issue, like you have to be like, okay, do you need me to like give you my opinion, listen, or just be someone to like be here? Yeah, because there's always different things people need. So I agree with that.
Mm-hmm. I was just watching it's so random, I might not even keep it in, but How I Met Your Father. Have you heard of it?
I have, yeah.
So it's a spinoff from the How I Met Your Mother, and I was a big fan of the original series, so I was like, might as well try the spinoff. It's not great. It's like, okay, it has its moments and stuff, but I like Hilary Duff, so I'm like keeping into it. But they mentioned what you just said of like there's a best friendship between two girls, and they have like this saying, I can't remember it on the top of my head, but it's basically like, do you want the raw, authentic answer of like what's going on, or do you want me just to support you no matter what, even if I disagree with it? Like it depends on the situation, depends on
really does.
So yeah, great. Okay, so that's all the questions that I had. But of course, you know, since I sent you the plans, we have a lot planned and a lot of fun, hopefully. So the first game is a special place in my heart because this is the first game ever. Like when I first came up with the podcast idea, I was like, this is the game that I want to play. And it's called True B or Not True B. For those of you who do not know how to play, I tasked Kendall with creating 2 like short stories about herself and put them on like pieces of paper and labeled 1 and 1 2. And I did the same thing as you see. And we don't know what each other wrote. I don't know what Kendall wrote. Kendall doesn't know what I wrote. And in a second, someone's going to go first. I don't care who it is. You get to decide, Kendall. But someone will read off one of their index cards and pretend that it's true. But one of them might be false. So we got to decide by interrogating the other person for 60 seconds, all the questions you might have about this true or false fact, and then determine at the end of the 60 seconds if it is indeed true or not true. That is the question. I don't know if it made sense. I hope it did, but just watch and then it'll make more sense. Okay, so do you have a preference, Kendall? Would you like to pick my card first? Do you want me to pick your card? What do you think?
I'll pick your card first, I think.
Okay.
So I choose a number?
Yes, 1 or 2.
I think I'm going to go 2.
Okay, good choice. My thing is mirrored, so I keep like motioning.
Oh yeah.
Whatever. Okay. I'm gonna set up my timer too before I forget because I don't want you taking up too much time figuring out my secrets. Okay, here we go. So I'm gonna start the timer as soon as I stop reading the question. If you need me to repeat it, I will.
Okay.
You know Erin from our school?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So Erin and I actually met years ago, even before we met, like in our undergrad, because we were project partners in an undergrad course.
Okay. So what course?
This was reading strategies and intervention.
Okay. And this was your undergrad?
Correct. Framingham State University.
And what was your major?
Elementary education and sociology.
Trying to think of questions that are
I
going to
know,
help.
that's why it's studying.
And how long ago was that?
So this was 2018. So before COVID. So it was 5 years ago.
Okay. And you guys have been friends ever since?
So not really. So it was kind of the fact that like we were really good friends when we in Framingham State together. She was a little bit older than I was, so then when she graduated, we kind of lost touch, and then COVID and all these things. So like we weren't super good friends. But then when we both worked at the school last year, we're like, wait, I know you, and then we kind of yeah. So it was cute.
How much time do I have left? A lot.
No, you have 2 seconds. So one more question.
That I don't think I have any more.
You don't have any more? Okay, then are you confident? Do you know if it's true or not?
I think I do.
Okay. Can you explain why you think one way or the other? But tell me, is it true or not?
So I think that it's true.
Yep. And what makes you say it?
I think that you are such like a friendly person, and I feel like it kind of matches like the like how we met kind of thing. So I feel like especially in college, like undergrad or graduate, it's like so easy to meet people. And then what I've noticed too, like with our story is like the term like it's a small world like really does exist.
It does.
So that's why.
Awesome. Well, that's a great reason, but you are incorrect. It's so false. So, okay, I'll explain. So me and Erin did go to the same undergrad. That is true. We went to Framingham State University. I think she was older than me, so like we never crossed paths.
Okay.
So she was never in a course of mine. We never worked on a project together. But I love how you said it's connected to our story because I thought of it because of that. But I was like, no, it's too obvious. But I was like, I'll just go for it. And then you
really?
I'll read my next clue, but I want you to go first, and then we'll reveal the ones we didn't get to choose, if that makes sense.
Okay. So I didn't write mine on a index card, so I'll just hold up my fingers.
Beautiful. I love that. Good strategy. One is you chose two. So I did one. Yeah.
Okay. My number one, I have met Tom Brady.
Ooh, okay. And I'm going to start the timer now. Tom Brady, when was this?
Oh boy. I was probably in like middle school, and I'm 24 now, so a while.
That is a while. Okay. Are you a Tom Brady fan? Like, were you really excited, or was it kind of just like, oh, Tom Brady?
I was kind of like, oh, it's Tom Brady. My family is a big, like my dad and my brother are big Patriots fans, so I kind of just went along for the fun.
So everyone was there. Your whole family was there. Take the picture with Tom Brady. Okay, so it wasn't just you and Tom.
No, it was all four of us.
Was this at a Patriots game?
This was at Gillette, but my dad works at Market Basket, so he was sponsored by Pepsi.
Wait, okay, interesting. Wait, so it was at Gillette, but not at a game?
Not at a game.
Okay, got you. Did you meet any other players?
Not that I remember.
Did you touch Tom Brady?
Yes, I had my arm around him.
Oh, very cute. Did he have his arm around you?
I think so.
Oh, you think so? Okay, last question. Have you ever met anyone else celebrity-wise other than Tom Brady?
Nope.
Okay, interesting. Okay, I'm torn because like it's very unbelievable, honestly, because it's like, what are the odds? Right. But like, why would you choose Tom Brady out of anyone, especially if you're not a fan? Mm-hmm. I was trying to like pick up on like any like clues of like you were looking to your left or you were sweating, but none of that came up. So, going with my gut. What did you say?
That I got a good poker face.
Yes, exactly. You do. Wait, so but does that mean you were lying the whole time and you were just composed? The shrug. It kills me. Okay. Going with my gut. I think you're telling the truth.
Yes, I am.
Yes. Okay, I knew it. So everything was true that you said you met him years ago?
Everything was true, yep. So every couple of years, my dad gets like an event. So he has season tickets for the Patriots. So he gets to go to certain events. This one was sponsored by Pepsi. Okay. So because of Market Basket and his season tickets, we were able to go. And at this time, Tom Brady actually wasn't like Tom Brady. Like he wasn't that popular. Mm-hmm. So that's why like it was just kind of like a shot in the dark. It was just Tom Brady and it was just an awesome chance.
Yeah. Okay. So then it become more of a big thing now that Tom Brady's blown up, right?
Yeah. So then of course I like cropped my family out of the photo and I made it like my Facebook profile.
That's hilarious. I love that. Great.
Yeah.
All right. I got it right. Nice. So can you reveal your other story?
Yes. Let me
That's
see.
not true.
My other one was that I've shot a basketball at TD Garden.
Oh, and so that's just like completely untrue.
Yes. Nope, not at all true.
Very fun. Okay, good.
What's
My
yours?
other one that is not true. Wait, no, that is true.
That is
Yes. I'm getting confused. Yeah, so this one was true. I originally interviewed for a general education position at the Wesleyan School before getting
Oh, okay.
special ed. Yeah. So I don't know. Did you know that?
I don't think so.
Okay,
Because I
so
think like once you graduated, we didn't like really speak in between that time, and then all of a sudden I saw you
yeah, that was so
in
funny.
the gym that one time, and I was
Yeah,
like, Alex?
yeah. I did a double take. I was like, "There's no way it's Kendall." I was
Yeah.
like, "It's Kendall." That was hilarious. Yeah. Okay. So yes, I did originally when they were hiring for the 2022 to 2023 school year. They said just classroom teachers positions are available. So I just jumped on it. I said I'm willing to be 1 through 3, whatever you need me to do. The old vice principal interviewed me, which we won't get into. But anyway, he's just kind of said like, okay, that's good that you're open, you're flexible, and stuff like that. And the first interview went pretty well. Becky Chapman was also on my interview panel, so I think that's cute too. Like, I don't know, we've come a long way. And then so flash forward to like a couple weeks, the principal reaches out and it was Jamie. She said like, do you want to interview for a special ed position? Because we noticed you have a master's. And I literally just got my master's like a month before that.
Wow.
So it was like they were looking really deep. And I was like, yeah, sure. Like I'm open to anything because I wanted a job, right? I wanted something to pay the bills for next fall and I didn't want to be picky. And I said, like, I have a preference of general ed, but I also am open to other things. So then I interviewed for just special ed generally. And then they're like, we actually have a co-teaching model getting introduced for next year, which I thought was the best of both worlds because it gets me immersed in the classroom, but also gets small group instruction, which is what I thrive off of. I personally say like that's my teaching style. I love 3 to 4 kids for 30 minutes to just like really help them. And then at the end of the day, like, or at the beginning of the day, like morning meeting is like a whole class thing. And I have another teacher to support me and I support her. So like, I was like so happy that like that came up and then I was like, perfect. So I'm like half gen ed, half special ed. It's like awesome. Yeah. So
best of both worlds.
I know that's, yeah, a cute Hannah Montana song. I love that one. So that's kind of my spiel about that.
It's awesome.
Did you like that game?
I do. That was fun.
Yeah, so fun. I stole it from Jimmy Fallon, so I'm giving him credit.
Oh,
but
really?
it was called like True Confessions or something like that. It's very similar to what we just did, but they obviously call it something different and do it slightly different. But I made it my own, so.
Yeah, it's pretty good. I liked it.
Yeah. So now this is a new game that I guess exists on the internet, but it's not really. It's new to me. It's also a very strange name, but it made me laugh when I created it. So it's called Actual, Factual, or Phony Baloney. The way this game works is that I prepared 7 facts. Just like the last game, I'm going to pretend that they're true, but then Kendall has to kind of use her detective skills and figure out if I'm telling the truth, if it's a real fact that according to the sources that I have, or if it's just completely made up from my brain or another YouTube video that I was watching that did something similar. So the first fact I have is, did you know that over time, like statistics show, like starting in 2010 or so from now, giraffes' necks on average are actually shrinking?
And then I guess if this is actual, factual, or phony baloney.
You can just say true or false if it's too much, but up to you. I like how you went with it.
I would say that's true.
You believe it. Do you have a reason why?
I just feel like I don't know much about climate change, but like I know it's definitely a thing. So like maybe the trees aren't growing as tall as they used to. So like the giraffes don't need to reach as high.
Okay, so evolution's in effect, right? So they just get stronger. Okay. Well, I am proud to say that it is phony baloney. It's made up.
I can make it better.
I know. I made them believable on purpose. So that is something, like you said, there's so many factors, right? But yeah, I'm trying to trick you. Don't worry.
All right.
Next one. Did you know that our teeth are the only part of our body that will not heal itself? So obviously, if you get a scrape, that heals itself. If you bruise your knee, that heals over time. But your teeth will never, that's the only part of our body that will not heal itself.
I'm gonna say that's true.
True confidently? You know for a fact?
Yes, because I've had friends that like hit their tooth and they have a dead tooth.
Yep.
So I think I'm gonna go actual factual on that one.
Nice job. Correct. Using a personal experience, I like it. And you can add me to the list. I have one fake tooth and one just empty spot. So
Okay.
yeah. But I always say it's good that you don't notice, but now I'm self-conscious. But it was one of my front teeth. And it's the first thing I notice when I look at myself in the mirror. I'm like, oh, it's so gray, it's so gross and stuff. But most people don't even notice. So
Well, I would have never known.
yeah. And now you never will. No, I can't smile because I'm too nervous. Anyway, number 3. Did you know that it's scientifically proven that our best ideas do come to us in the shower? You know that expression, and I don't know if you've experienced this, but when you're in the shower, you don't have a paper with you, but then your idea comes and you're like, wait, I need to write it down somewhere. So that is actually true because the warm water, like makes us actually think.
I would say that's true. I would agree with you.
It's not true. It's funny. You can convince you so easily. Yeah, no, it's not true. Okay. Oh wait. Oh no. Did I mess that up? It is true. I'm sorry.
Oh, it is true?
It is true. Yes. I double checked my notes. My bad. I'm getting them mixed up. Okay. This one I am double checking and I know for a fact. Okay. Did you know that the original voice actors of Mickey Mouse and Minnie Mouse, okay, good. I never know. They're actually married in real life.
Oh gosh, that's a hard one because that can be so believable.
It's believable. Yes, true.
I think I'm gonna go against my gut and say false on this one.
Always go with your gut, Kendall. It's true.
It's true?
It's true, yes.
Oh.
I'm going to put on the screen, editing Alex will do this, but I don't know their actual names, but I'll put it on the screen and like show a picture of them together. But yeah, it's very cute that I think they met at the audition or something and then they just fell in love. Yeah, very cute.
Yes.
Okay, this one threw me through a loop. So a coin, like if you flip a coin to make a decision, it's 50-50. They came out and said recently that it's with a quarter, a dime, nickel, that's fine. But with a quarter specifically, it's not specifically 50-50 because the head on the coin is like slightly so much smaller, more heavy than the tail side. So when you flip it, it's like so small, but small enough to make a difference to make it more likely to land on the head, meaning land on tails popping up. So it's like a 50.0001% chance versus 49.9999%. If that makes sense.
That does make sense. I'm trying to think because now I'm trying to think of every time that I ever flipped a coin.
You're just like over there flipping a coin.
Yeah. I'm gonna go false.
Nicely done. Okay, that is completely false. Not true at all. I was proud of that long-winded answer though, of like this is why, but no, it's just false.
It was good. You really did convince me there.
Thank you. Yes, it's my acting coming out. I used to act in high school. So. Okay, this one, so it's easy to prove yes or no, but I'm telling you, you cannot use your hands for this next one. You cannot, You might know this one already, but you cannot hum while plugging your nose. Is that true or false?
I'm trying to think about it. I think that's true.
You think it's true? Okay.
Yeah.
Can I ask you to be a little silly? Can you attempt it?
Yeah. Wait. Okay. Hum?
Yeah, so go and then plug your nose and then try.
Oh, I can't.
I know, it just blocks it, right?
Oh, I was right.
I know, you were right. Nice job. It's like a hands-on activity, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then that's something you can teach your new first graders when they come into school.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to.
It's very and I think that's where I learned it originally. It was like in elementary school. Like
really?
Yeah. So funny. Good. All right, this is the last one.
Okay.
True or false? I'm double checking, and I know for a fact what it is. Did you know that in watermelon, the juices that come out of the watermelon, either like when you're biting it or if you ever juice a watermelon, I don't know, there is actually a very small percentage of alcohol in the watermelon juice?
I would say true.
True, 100%?
Yeah, it sounds... No, it's not.
It's not. Sorry, hate to break it to you.
Darn it.
I know, right? No, it is false. It's just completely made up. I just thought it was believable enough where like maybe because there's watermelon flavored alcohol. So like
yeah, that is I would be like, I don't know.
Yeah. So you went for it. I love it. So to cite my sources, I looked on weareteachers.com, so I thought that was fitting because we are indeed teachers.
Wow.
And then it was literally like a BuzzFeed article that was just like 50 fun facts that you wouldn't believe are true, and then they actually are, I guess. So who knows? Maybe they're just fooling us too, and that they were all. I like to believe. And then the YouTuber Jack's Films, I don't know if you know who that is. Yeah, he's not that famous, but he's kind of like, he has this series where he literally gets people to comment on his videos, and then he shares his favorite responses in the next one. So he challenged his followers to be like, hey, come up with some fake facts and we'll try to fool people in the audience, kind of thing. So I pulled the fake facts from that video. So I'll link it in the description because I'm not stealing it. I'm just borrowing it from my own. Yeah. Okay, want to make that clear. Okay, not that Jack's Films is going to watch this, but who knows? Great. Okay, we're going to switch gears completely and just do something a little bit different. It's called Loud and Proud. Let me show you what it's all about. Check it out. I'm gonna light it up. Yeah, I'm gonna light it up. Check it out. I'm gonna light it up. Yeah, I'm giving you, Kendall, a chance to kind of brag, honestly. Like, show me something that, not show, but tell me about something that you are proud of. And it can be something huge, it can be something small, it can be a little, like many things, whatever comes to mind when you say, yes, I am proud of myself. Because I don't know about you, but sometimes it's hard for me to say, I'm proud of myself. So I want you to be like, I am proud of myself. I did this. So take it away. Whatever you're proud of, I want to hear it.
Okay, so I would say, so my family, out of, I think on my dad's side, I was the only one to go to college and obtain like a degree, like associate's, bachelor, anything. So that was like, oh, great. That's awesome. And then I went for my master's. And I think the thing that I'm the most proud of, like in this point in my life, is that in my master's, I was working 2 jobs. I was maintaining like a 2-hour long distance relationship. And I still managed to have a 4.0 throughout the whole 2 years.
Nice. So exciting.
Thank you.
That's very impressive. Nice job.
Thank you.
Good. And okay, I did not know that about you, that you're the first person in your family to get a bachelor's degree, never mind a master's degree. So that's very can I ask you, like, what inspired you to do that? If you're the first in your family, like, what kind of inspired you to keep going?
I'd probably say my dad was like a big like cheerleader to like keep going. I think because I was like the only one in the family, like I think it was that sort of like that sense of pride, like not only for me, but also like for his side of the family to be able to say like it was my daughter who was the first, you know?
Yeah. So it's kind of greedy in a sense where he gets to brag about his daughter, right? And be like, look,
he gets to brag rights.
Yeah, exactly. And then you're just like trudging along, like, this is awful. I can't do this.
Yep, this is so fun.
What was the, like, if any, was there like a point, you said 2 jobs, long-term relationship, like it was piling up, I bet. Was there ever a point where you doubted yourself of like, maybe I can't do this? Or was it all like good?
So actually, I would say my first semester, so like the semester that we were in together, I don't remember, I think it was not the class we were in together, but I was taking a different one.
Yep.
And I was just like, I was overwhelmed, and I started like, I remember I went into class, I sat down, did the class, left, and just like bawled my eyes out in the car. Yeah. And I was like, I don't know if I can do this. This is hard, because they give you the syllabus work and they tell you like it's going to be this many hours, and it doesn't ever actually like add up to that many hours. Yep. But just the syllabus, I was like, no one told you the difference between going into undergrad. You have like the welcome week and everything else. You go into grad school and it's like, boom, your first paper is due next week.
Yeah. Big difference. Yeah. I don't know if you felt this, but I thought that grad school was a little bit more isolating too than undergrad, because you're not really in the same classes as your class. Yeah.
No, and then like you lived like near the school, right?
I did. Right across the street.
So I commuted. So and I didn't go there for undergrad either, which like some people that we like were in the grad program with did. So I didn't really know my way around. So I only went to that campus to go to my class and then leave. And I just like didn't really like socialize. I was like, I'm just gonna come in here, do what I need to do, and kind of get out, kind of thing. So I just felt very like, yeah, I'm in grad school, but so like at graduation, I was like, I'm just gonna sit by myself.
Yeah, and I remember thinking that yes, I did live across the street when we did meet, but I moved maybe a month before we met, so like August of 2021. and then September of 2021 was when our course started. So I used to live like an hour away. So Merrimack and North Andover, that whole thing was very foreign to me as well. The only difference was the convenience factor. Obviously, I could literally just walk across the street and I'd be there, and I could like explore a little bit more. Right. But I do want to mention, I'm going to turn it to say that I'm proud of you too, because you, I don't know if this is embarrassing or not, but you started way in the back of the classroom. And I have to say, you stole my spot. I love the back corner of a classroom, I have to say. And I saw you there. I was like, well, darn it, I can't sit there. So I had to sit with people. I was like, you. Again, I'm a people person, but I hate socializing. Oh, yeah. It's backwards. But so then I was like, okay, whatever. And then I don't even know what started. It must have been just like a class discussion. Like I said, like the 32 things definitely introduces ourselves informally of like, we're in the same class, might as well listen. And then eventually we started talking more. And I remember walking to like, you went to your car, I went to the across the street. Like we just talked more and more. I was like, oh, this is what friends are. Like I was like, yeah. I was like actually making a friend at Merrimack because I feel like you were one of the first that like I actually like felt like I could talk to you more than just class content. So
I think you were probably like my first and honestly my only that I really had there because I was I'm here. Not that like I didn't want to make friends, but at that point I was like, I'm really just here to like further my education and that's it.
Yeah, exactly. And I think it's like you were saying, it's so fast paced. Everyone's just trying to get the work done. We obviously signed up for it. We knew it was coming, but it's still a whole nother level. And it's like intense for a reason. Like a master's is a big thing. So it makes sense why it's so hard, but it's also like then our social life just goes downhill. So if it's not clear, I'm grateful for our friendship, Kendall, and I'm glad that somehow our paths cross and we so.
I agree. Thank you.
Of course. And again, yes, you should be 100% proud of yourself because bachelor's degree is not easy, master's is not easy, while balancing everything. Right. I also want to mention that you, like you said at the beginning, you took a maternity leave halfway through a year. That was not easy. You did that. You survived. You're willing to come back and do the same thing. Like it's just. I hope you know life is good right now for you, that you're on the right track. So
thank you. I do appreciate it.
Of course. Yeah. Anything else that comes to mind while we're on this train?
No, I think that's pretty much it.
Hey, can I ask you, how long have you been working at DQ?
At Dairy Queen, I've been 7 or 8 years now.
Another thing to be proud of.
Manager for like 3.
Wait, I did not know you were married. That's so sad. Okay, learn something new. I literally thought, okay, cool. That's incredible. So you must like it then, right?
I do like it. It's nice and it's kind of like fun to be like the oldest one now.
That is cool.
Like one of the older ones, and I'm like, oh, like what's like the slang that all the young kids use now? Like, I know. Back in my day.
I know we're the old ones now. It's so weird.
I know, it is weird.
We're not old though. We're not old at all.
No, we still have a lot of time.
Exactly. That's so funny. Good. And then, so you said you like being in charge. It doesn't stress you at all, or does it?
When I have to like, because there's the good parts of like being in charge, and then there's like the not so good parts, like having to actually manage people.
Yeah.
So I didn't really have to like face like the bad parts of management until like recently. So like those parts, I was like, oh, I don't really like this that much. But I mean, it has its perks and it's nice. Yeah. Like I get the weekends off.
Oh, that is nice. Okay, good. Great. Okay. Yeah. That's fun. I didn't expect that to be like a speech to be like, be proud of yourself, but be proud of yourself because you do.
I appreciate it. I think it's important to have that reminder once in a while too.
Yeah, exactly. Good. Okay. Moving on to our last game of the day. It's another long one. It's called Stamp of Approval or Camp Disapproval. I have an Instagram account. If Kendall, if you're not following, you should be following. But I think you are, maybe? I don't know.
I think I am.
Okay, I think you are too. Okay, it doesn't matter. But I'm going to plug it for the followers that are watching this and that somehow don't know about my Instagram account. I'm going to link it down below because I do fun things like poll them, which means like, you know what poll means. Like I post something on my story, they can click it to vote on it. So I did that like almost a year ago because I had a plan to do a podcast with someone else. And then I had this game plan and I was so excited. And then things blew up and we both said like, we'll do it another time. And now a year later, I still haven't done it. So I'm like, okay, that's the time. And I'm not blaming because we all have our lives, right? It's okay.
Right.
And now it works out because we have another game to play. So the way it works is that I sent out the votes. I said, do you approve of this thing or do you not approve of this thing? And it was just a yes or no. So they had no reason to explain, but it's just kind of random things that I thought of that I enjoy or that I don't enjoy. And now I'm curious to see what Kendall thinks. And I also want us to get, or want you to guess because I know the answer, but I want you to think if you lie in the majority of my followers or if you're on the outside and you don't agree with anyone. It will make, again, more sense when we go along. The first one that I thought of is just writing in a journal to reflect. Do you approve of that? Do you like to reflect, or are you disapproving of that, or somewhere in between?
I approve of that, actually. I think it's like a very helpful thing to have your feelings down. And then like it's nice to look back at it like in
That's
the
my
future.
favorite thing. My favorite thing to do is read my old journal entries and look back on these old podcast episodes because I think of it as like a virtual journal because I'm talking about my life. I'm hearing about your life too. But in 2 years from now, we could be completely different places and like who knows? So it's like good to look back on. So I like how you said that. I am curious, do you have a journal that you consistently write in, or is it one of those things that like, you want to do but don't get to?
I used to. When I was younger, I used to journal a lot. And then I had like my boyfriend I did a journal. Am I frozen?
You are,
You
yes.
still here?
Boyfriend.
Okay. Yeah, we had a journal that like every day or every couple of days, like in the first year, I would like write for a couple of months, like every day to him. And then he got it and then he wrote it. And then for 1 year, we got to like look at it, which was kind of cool.
That is so cool. Very cute. Okay, so you approve. Do you think that my followers, there was probably like 8 or so people, not many, but enough to make a majority. Do you think that the majority of people do enjoy writing in a journal or not so much?
I think majority do enjoy it.
You're correct. 100% of the people say yes.
Wow.
Yeah. So I haven't done it in a while, but I always try to do it when like big life events happen. Like at the end of the school year, I did an entry just to say like I did it. I survived my first year of teaching.
Nice.
So and like you said, in like 3 years, I'll be able to look back on that. So fun. This one's not as philosophical, but superhero movies. Do you approve of superhero movies or not so much?
I would say not so much, just because I don't have like a huge interest in it.
Yeah, fair. Okay. So yeah, you haven't, or do you see the movies and you're just like not my thing, or do you just not even go near them?
I don't really go near them. I mean, like if you're on, I think I've watched. Wait, Star Wars superhero.
That just proves that you're not a superhero. No, superheroes like Marvel, like the Thor and Captain America, Iron Man. No, okay. Here's something. Star Wars. Okay.
I actually watched Star Wars for the first time in a undergrad class at Westfield State.
Okay, just for an assignment or for
it was for an assignment. I forget what the assignment was. It was like an English class. So we watched it, and I think it was like the hero complex and certain things like that we were talking about. I don't even know, but we watched the full thing. That was the first and only time I've ever watched Star Wars.
Yeah. So, okay, I'm not a huge Star Wars fan, but I do enjoy superhero movies. So that's interesting. Do you think my followers are yes to superhero movies? Do they approve or do they disapprove?
Can I say like split right down the middle?
Ooh, yes, you can, but it's incorrect.
What is it? Majority?
Yeah, majority say yes, they do enjoy it.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't have the exact percentage, but I again post it right here maybe in editing. But that's interesting. So you think that most people are split? Like if I polled all of America, they would say 50-50?
Yeah, I feel like you're either like a really big superhero fan or you're not.
Mm-hmm.
So like when we talked about like you're either this or you're that, and
right.
So I'm kind of contradicting that. But
no, that's okay. That's okay. I'm just biting my tongue and not complaining. Okay. Okay. Oh, speaking of smiling like we just did, when you have to smile for a photo, do you like to use your teeth? So, wait. So I said smiling without your teeth. Do you approve of that or do you disapprove of that?
Trying to think about it. I would say gosh. See, this is like the tough thing of like, because I had braces. Did you have braces as a kid?
I did. Yep.
When I was younger, I didn't like to smile with my teeth.
Yep.
Because I either had crooked teeth or I had braces. Now that I'm like older and my teeth are like straighter, now I like to use my teeth.
Okay.
So I would say disapprove because of where I am right now.
Got it. Okay, good answer. And I agree because similar to what you were saying, like I was kind of insecure and I still am, like I said about my one tooth, but like, I still don't like how I look without smiling with my teeth either. I think I always look like that like meme of like it's so awkward to see someone you know but you don't know, so you go
Yeah.
that's what it reminds me of, just like the so I'm like I don't want to do that. But yeah. I always say too, I need to be like mid laugh to make it authentic. Like I hate smiling just to smile. Like I need a reason to. So I always try to like laugh while I'm taking the photo, but then that's awkward because I'm just laughing at nothing. So it's like a whole thing. But anyway, this one I'm curious about. Instagram over TikTok. Do you approve that that's a true statement? Like, yes, Instagram over TikTok, or do you like TikTok better than Instagram?
I'm gonna disapprove. I like TikTok better than Instagram.
Hey, noted. So fun fact, do not have a TikTok because I'm afraid I'm going to get sucked into the rabbit hole. But explain why. Why do you like TikTok better?
I just think like TikTok, it like curates it to like what you like. So like once in a while I'll be on like crock pot TikTok because I just bought a crock pot and I want to like know what crock pot things to make. So like during that day I'll be on like crock pot TikTok. And then like a different day, like when I like one like teacher classroom video and then it's all teacher classroom hacks and everything else.
Wow.
So
Okay.
I'd say I like it because it is like for me, where I feel like Instagram is like for everyone.
Yes. Okay. I'll accept that. Do you think that most people, most of my followers, like Instagram over TikTok, or is it the opposite? TikTok over Instagram?
I would say Instagram over TikTok.
Mm.
Is I wrong?
TikTok over Instagram.
Really?
Yeah. So I don't know. It's weird because it was on Instagram that I did the poll. So then
Yeah, that's why I said Instagram over TikTok.
they're voting, and then, but I think I see that. I think most people I speak with, they always say like Instagram is just trying to be TikTok, and TikTok made it better first. So like I get that part of it, but I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay, this one's interesting. Do you approve of skipping breakfast or do you disapprove of skipping breakfast?
I would say I disapprove
Okay, so
because now I can't go without eating breakfast, especially like teaching kids. I'm like, oh no.
That's funny because I don't eat breakfast most days.
Really?
It's bad, I know, but I think it's because I don't want to get up earlier to have to make breakfast or eat breakfast. I just want to wake up and go to work. Call me lazy, I don't care. But I think I I also don't love breakfast foods. Like cereals aren't great to me. Like, and then anything else like eggs or waffles or anything like that takes too much time. And I already get up early enough, so I'm not gonna get up more early. So I don't know. And then at lunch, I'm like, okay, I'm so hungry. But okay. Do you think that my followers said yes to skipping breakfast or no to skipping breakfast?
I would say they said yes.
Ooh, okay, you're correct. Nice.
I am? Okay.
Yeah. I think that's our generation type thing where they again value sleep more than food sometimes. So it's like, let me wake up and go right when I wake up. Yeah.
I agree.
Okay. Do you think that there's life beyond Earth? Do you approve of that statement or do you disapprove?
I approve.
You do? Okay. Can you elaborate at all? Like why?
Yeah, I just feel like on Earth there's so much life that like if you were gonna put so much on one, why not do the others? You know what I mean? Like there has to be something.
Yes. Okay. I'm glad you agree because I am so for like there has to be something because space is giant. Like it's never ending, I hear. Like I don't know how that's possible, but it is. And the fact that there's just nothing out there that is just a bunch of rocks, I'm like, I don't believe it. There has to be some sort of life form.
There's gonna be something.
Yeah. And I'm wondering like, will we ever find it? Will it always be a mystery? I don't know, but it's very interesting. Do you think my followers agree with this? Do they approve of life beyond Earth or do they disapprove?
I think they approve.
Yeah, they do. I think that's a common thing that like again, there has to be something, even if it's not like life forms, like they don't speak or communicate, but it has to be like a plant or something at least.
There's gotta be something.
Something. We should put that on a building board. There has to be something. Anyway.
There has to be something.
I have a feeling I know the answer to this one, but do you approve of taking chances on new opportunities or do you disapprove?
I approve.
Good. Okay, that's what I thought. I agree. Tell me a opportunity that you or a chance that you took recently.
I would honestly say the maternity leave.
Yeah, agreed.
Like, taking that maternity leave, it's like I could have not, and like I did, and it worked out.
Good. Yeah, I agree because for those that don't know, Kendall did work at our school as just like a sub, like a everyday sub and stuff like that. And then do you remember what the timeline was? Like when did they ask you, and then when did you officially say yes, I want to do it?
So they like kind of started like talking about it like honestly, I would say like October, November of the
Yeah,
previous
previous.
year
Hmm.
because like she knew she was obviously going to be having a baby.
Yeah.
So she was like, "Oh, like because at that point I was covering a different classroom for
Mm.
like a month, like a
Sure.
different long-term
Yep.
position."
Mhm.
And she was like, "Oh, like you should like think about it." And then I thought about it. And then I had to like really like decide if I wanted to or not because my boyfriend and I were actually planning on moving out.
Yeah.
And then I was like, this is just like too good of an opportunity to pass up. Like it's good people, good school, good pay. Like I might as well just do it, like gain the experience and everything.
Yeah, sure.
So
And
that was
maybe
like I think I started.
I was gonna be selfish and say maybe you can find a place near Newburyport and
Yeah.
stay forever.
That's
But
what everyone keeps saying.
I know. But also do what's best for you and your boyfriend. I don't want to just
Thank you.
yeah. Okay. And then so I agree. I think taking chances, even when it's stressful, even when you're not sure of every little detail, you have to take a chance because most likely it will turn into good things. Um, and where do you think my followers lied? Do you think they agreed with us, or do you think they're camp disapproval?
I think they agreed.
They did. 100% said yes to taking this. And I have to say, this one for some reason had more votes than the other ones. Like the other ones had like 8, 9, whatever. This one had like 15. I was like, oh, okay. So they really believe it.
Yeah.
So again, like I said, if you're not following Kendall, but I think you are, so you're fast. But anyone that's watching, go follow me now. So next time I do something like this, you can contribute to one of the games. Okay. Let's wrap up. Hopefully the internet stays stable during this part because I
Yeah.
want to do a classic 3-2-1. And I think you're familiar with 3-2-1s as a teacher, correct?
Yep.
It's your exit ticket. You can't leave. No,
Yeah.
the way I describe it, it has a lot of alliteration. So 3 thankful thoughts, things that you're grateful for. It can be people, it can be things, it can be places, whatever comes to mind when you think of the word grateful, what comes to mind. Then think of 2 today takeaways. You can do 1 if you want, doesn't really matter to me, but something that we did or talked about today that you just want to reflect on really quick before we say goodbye. And then 1 ounce of optimism is just your last encouraging note to anyone watching to just make them inspired to feel happy and optimistic if you can.
Okay, so my 3 thankful thoughts.
Yeah.
I would say 1, I'm thankful for my opportunities that I get, either like opportunities that I make by myself or opportunities that are given to me. 2, I would say I'm thankful for Alex because this was really fun for me. And I also wanted to point out that during dismissal, every day at the school, I would always see you sitting down and like playing with certain groups of kids, or you always are waiting for all the kids to come in and give them a high five and you're greeting them in the morning. And I think that like we need more people like that, especially in the classrooms and like the schools, because it really like starts the day off on a high note and then ends the day on a high note.
So, okay, I have to interrupt. I'm sorry. Yes, thank you so much. That means more than you can ever thank because I doubt myself with things like that. I doubt of like, should I do it? Should I not? Like we always say like they should be quiet, they should be listening, they should be whatever. But for me, at the end of a school day, I want to have fun. Like I want them, as long as they're polite, as long as they're sitting down like they're supposed to do, I want to have like a little bit more fun at the end of the day, like you said, to end the day on a high note. And like I didn't know if anyone noticed, but clearly someone did. So thank you for appreciating me, and I appreciate you for appreciating that, and it's made my whole day. Thank you so much.
Of course, yeah. I think a lot more people like realize too, because even like I've heard people talking outside, like other teachers, like, oh, like Alex is so good with the kids and everything. Just talking about like the new employees and everything. So you're definitely seen and you're definitely appreciated.
Thank you, Kendall.
And then I would say, thank you.
Yep.
My 3rd thankful thought. I would say I'm thankful for myself.
Oh, I love that. I love that so much. Good.
Yeah. And then 2, what was it?
Takeaways.
2 takeaways.
Yep.
So my first takeaway is that giraffes' necks are not getting shorter.
Good. You learned. I like it.
I got that one.
Perfect.
My second takeaway, I would say, is that things like really do come in full circle. Like I feel like everyone always says like everything happens for a reason, small world, full circle. And like the older I'm getting, the more I'm like, okay, they're right. Like it's true.
Mm-hmm. I love that.
And one positive. Mm-hmm. So I would say the positive thing to take away from this podcast and to give to like your followers or you is just to always jump at every opportunity that life gives you, because you never know where it could lead you at the end.
That's perfectly, like, so well said, so concise. I love it. Nicely done.
Thank you.
And you survived the validating podcast. Nicely done.
Yes, I loved it. It was so much fun.
Oh, good. I'm glad you had fun. Thank you, Kendall, for being here. Like, I know that you're so busy and that you have so much going on, and I have a busy life too. So the fact that we were able to coordinate and just make this work to spend an hour on Zoom was like the highlight of my week. I had so much fun with you. So thank you for doing this. Thank you for watching, whoever you are out there. I know it's kind of hard to sit through an hour-long podcast with people that you might not be super familiar with, but if you made it this far, I really appreciate your viewing. I hope you learned something new and took away something as us, like we did. I always have a question of the day for my audience. If they choose to comment, they can, but I also like just to engage my audience as much as I can. So today's question was a two-parter. Either did you fall for any of the fake facts like Kendall did, or do you have any fake facts that you want to share with everyone else that's reading the comments? So that way you can try to convince someone in the comments if something's true or not, and we can kind of have fun there too. So feel free to comment down below. I also have an email address at thevalidatingpodcast@gmail.com. If you ever have anything to say about me directly that you feel like needs to be addressed, comments, concerns, anything that comes to your mind that you want kind of private, I have that email address for that reason. Follow me on Instagram. One more plug. I've been posting every single week of this year because I love creating videos like this, but it's a lot harder to create hour-long videos and edit them and do all that stuff. So what's cool about Instagram Reels is that they give me the creativity and the excitement of podcast episodes, but smush them into 90 seconds or less. So I've been having a lot of fun just like thinking of things that I find funny that maybe other people won't, but then people do and they like it. I'm like, oh, good. People are noticing what I do. And there's a lot of teacher TikToks or Reels, whatever you want to call them, that I've been like trying to dip my toes into. But it's hard because like I feel like the people that are online are like so professional and whatever, and I'm just like doing my own thing. But I don't know. I'm just having fun. So if you want to follow, feel free. Yeah. Thank you again, Kendall. Any last words to leave our audience with?
No, just thank you. I really enjoyed it.
Good. I'm glad you had fun. I'm glad you're here. Thank you again. Stay validating out there, whatever that means to you. And I will see you in 2 weeks with another episode. Bye, everyone.